Okay, so about 10 minutes ago, I spoke with a man across the way here. Says he knows this suspect's grandmother, who police say he shot. Said he knew her from, family connections. He described a scene in which this young man, 18 years old, was reportedly, according to this neighbor, his name is Eduardo, I just spoke with Eduardo Trinidad. He said that the suspect was angry that he did not graduate. And he got into an argument with the grandmother, and she was screaming, "He shot me, he shot me," and then got in the zoomed down the street. There was some kind of crash, according to Mr. Trinidad. The suspect got out. He had 2 weapons and then started engaging gunfire. From that point on, apparently, according to Mr. Trinidad, the suspect walks into the school, and unfortunately, the rest is history. I've also spoken to other neighbors around the corner here who have school-age children like ourselves. Again, 2 days away from summer break for my son, 2 days away from summer break for the 600 children that go to this elementary school. Again, a school which my son very well could have attended had we lived in Uvalde. But, the man down the road here, who I spoke with as well, he had told me that he was on the other side of Uvalde when this all occurred. He rushed over here and was beside himself. His son has a friend who was in the school at the time, apologies, let me get my facts right here. His nephew was in the school at the time, and he tells me his nephew had witnessed the shooting and obviously is trying to process this. He said his nephew was uninjured, but he saw his friends being shot. What we do know is that there was a news conference at about 6:50 local time. Police say there are no other suspects. School official here at Uvalde saying grief counselors are available to students starting tomorrow, and school is done. No more school for the year. So that's what we've learned in the last 15-20 minutes. Yeah, so he had spoken to some of the law enforcement officials that were on the scene. They thought this guy got into an accident. He got out of the car and then started, he drew his weapons and started firing. And from that point on, approached the school. So, again, it's a breaking news situation. We're obviously not going to learn all of the details there. Everything is fluid, but this is what I've learned from an eyewitness. I have recorded that interview, and I'm going to do our very level best in the circumstances to send that in. So you can hear his words. He describes the situation probably better than I can, and because he was there. And secondly, he took a picture of what he believed to be the suspect's vehicle and some weapons outside of it. He described he saw those on the street.
John, on the screen we're showing video from outside the school. It says, "Welcome, bienvenidos, Robb Elementary," and then it says, "We're glad you're here," which is just heartbreaking, because I think we're all just dreading the composite picture of these victims, just these precious lives stolen. This elementary school, they did post a message asking parents not to come to the school, which goes against every instinct of a parent who will run through a brick wall to find their child in this moment. And police are still notifying families, we believe?
Yeah, there's a reunification center on the other side of the town here. It's a place we obviously have to visit at some point. And that's where I believe most of this activity is being facilitated. What I can tell you is right before our live shot, I saw a hearse pulling in. Again, this happened so recently. They're obviously still processing things, and they are still they're still evaluating the scene, and there's still victims in there. So again, it's very all hard to take in. Just to give some personal perspective, unfortunately, I've covered way too many of these things, and you can feel the gravity in a town like Uvalde when a tragedy like this happens. Regardless of the weather right now, it feels like there is a giant dark cloud over the city, and that is a cloud of grief. Yeah, again, the neighbor that I spoke with, he lives like in that direction for where I'm talking to you. He went to this elementary school. So, you know, having a casual conversation with him outside, he was visibly affected. He was talking about, you know, yeah, this is the time when, you know, the children are looking forward to this time of year, right? Because it's the end of the school year and we've got a little bit of freedom for the summer. You know, everybody here is in shock, as would be the case if this happened in any community. Again, you know, we've had recent situations like this in Texas, and I guess the question is we'll see what happens next in terms of the people, you know, we elect and put in charge of this state, how they approach the situation, because all eyes will be on them.